So this is a bit late, but this is our top 5 romance and or slice of life anime for the summer 2025 slot. We're going to be starting off with a continuation because some of these shows have continued on from spring, just like Sunbox. Summer Pockets is based on a video game, a visual novel specifically, and it's one of those, depending on your choices, you end up with one of like 20 different endings. These generally revolve around which of the girls you end up with. I would be curious whether you could end up with some of the guys that are just like kind of there in the background, because not every girl in this show seems to have been a romanceable option, especially not the ones that you're related to, but that's good. But I thought this was just going to be another romance or another harem. This is a time travel anime, and it deals with alternate universes and people losing memories from one universe and potentially gaining them in another. And it is really interesting when we got to the end game of it, especially when it came to the little girl named Umi, who's been kind of just in the background for most of the show, but really picks up in, like, I want to say episode 17 on. I don't want to spoil too much of this, but definitely check this one out. In our number 4 slot, we have Watari-kun's life is about to collapse. I assume that's what the X's are for anyway. This show also is continuing this season, but it is a guy who everyone thinks is just obsessed with his sister because his parents died and he feels responsible for taking care of her. Suddenly has an old friend from when he was a child re-enter his life, and then a bunch of girls suddenly obsessed with him. That's the gist of it. Over the course of it, though, we've had situations of family trauma and guilt and a parent trying to stop him from being able to be with the person he actually wants to be with because she doesn't trust him, even though really it's her daughter that she shouldn't be trusting, because he's very much willing to just like, hey, we don't need to be doing any of this right now. But she tries to do things while he's asleep, and that's not on. But yeah, it's definitely up there for the romancy, like, romance, not like a tsundere style romance, but getting into the more tsundere style romance, we have Dealing with the Mikadono Sisters Is a Breeze. Jesus, I love this show. I really hope it gets a season 2. This is the story of you having to try and help out the Mikadono sisters because he got moved into them because his mum knew their dad, I think. And he has to try and break down their walls so that they can act as a platonic unit. The problem for him is that these girls are very attention starved. Like, they get very much we're constantly getting attention from the people, but we're not getting attention from the people we actually want to. And the kind of attention we're getting is more awe than actual, like, taking care of us. And you moves into their house and then immediately just starts taking care of them, but in more of a mother hen kind of way. But he also looks to them and tries to move the way that he thinks they want him to. Being that if he thinks they actually, well, for our redheaded girl, she wants to be able to be more girly, but she's the martial artist of the family, so she very much feels like she has to be that. And he gets her to be able to express her more feminine side. And that's when she starts liking him. He somehow makes somebody that's like 2 feet taller than him feel dainty, and that's how he gets the older sister on board. And honestly, the younger sister was kind of just on board when he started making her good food. But it's a great romp. It's weird that it stopped being platonic for all of the girls a lot before it did for the boy, because he still thinks it's platonic. Yeah, It's a great show. Moving on to our number 2 slot, we have My Dress Up Darling, season 2. And I thought for sure this was going to be the top anime of the season, let alone just romance. But all in all, this ended up being number 3. So To Be Hero X got higher ranked, and number 1 for this side got higher ranked. But this show has some absolutely amazing points to it. We got to see our main girl dress up as a man, and it was really well done because she completely turned everyone on their heads. Everyone's just like, yes, she's so pretty, she's so feminine, and she very much went mask, and it was great. But the best part of it was our main man tried to help with like setting up all of the things for the event that the school was hosting, and his classmates were like, dude, you're making a full outfit, you are taking care of makeup, you are taking care of her in every way possible, we got this. And he's like, no, I need to be helping you. Fuck up, just go. And it was great. It's one of those, we didn't expect to see it until we saw it, but he's starting to realize, hey, everyone actually likes you enjoying your hobbies. Your hobbies might be making dolls, but hey, you're enjoying it. You ain't hurting anyone else. Why would we have a problem with it? And gonna mint. In our number 1 slot, though, we have The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, and I can never remember that name, which should have been seen, because this show is amazing. It's about a family that runs a patisserie, which you got food, you got me, but on top of that, we have our main man Rintaro, who discovers that he has a thing for one of the customers. And he discovers that slowly, though. He has to help her get to the train station because we can't let a little lady be walking around in the middle of the city by herself. Gets his head slammed into a metal shutter, and then he's just... This hasn't been a sudden realization show. This has been a slow build. She helps him come out of his shell. She helps him be able to study because his school is very poor academically. This show is just Romeo and Juliet, but from Japanese teenagers, which, to be fair, that one was about, I want to say, Italian teenagers. And in the end, we got to see the entire story in just the final episode, the entire story run back from her perspective. And that made it so much better and so much clearer how much everything he did also affected her. That's our top 5 romance and or slice of life shows for the season. What was your favorite? Let me know down below, and while you're down there, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and give us a sub. We're trying to get to 400 by the end of the year.